Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, Executive Editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Dave's Faves. And today I want to talk to you about the Brahms Trios, the piano trios, and also the horn trio while we're at it, because it comes in the set, in this fabulous, fabulous set featuring the Suk Trio. That's Jan Panenka, Josef Suk, and let's see, Joseph Chutro, or Chuchro, actually, probably is how you pronounce it more likely in Czech. And then also the the horn trio in E flat, which is just marvelous. That's for violin, piano, and French horn. And the French hornist is the remarkable Czech horn player Zdenék Tylšar. Yeah, I mean, I do my best. Anyway, the Dvorak trios, Dvorak. They've done the Dvorak trios too. I'm so used to whipping out their version of the Dvorak trios. That may be coming as a Dave's Fave. Hang in there. But right now we're talking about Brahms. Yes, Brahms. The Brahms trios are some of his really, really best chamber works. I mean, Brahms was always very good, usually, at chamber music with piano and other things. And the trios, I think, for some reason, really stimulated him to do some fantastic work. They didn't make him neurotic like, the quartets did, with the result that he, wrote music that may not have been, ideally, let's just say, enjoyable. But the trios, they're wonderful works. And they cover a huge range of expression. Really, the first one in B flat exists in two versions. There's a revised version and an earlier version, because let's say this is the revised version. It was revised in 1889. It was composed in 1853-54. And some people have very strong preferences one way or another. I don't. The earlier version is, as you might expect with earlier versions, just a little bit more refulgent. It's a little bit longer, a little bit more relaxed, maybe formally a little less tightly organized, but who cares? It's still lovely. I mean, it has wonderful tunes. It's a relaxed piece. It's not the kind of piece that's going to have you on the edge of your seat. And what I think makes these trios so much fun is that they progress to that. The second trio is in C major. It's a sunny and perfectly genial piece of music. Good, solid, serious. This is 1880-82. Serious, mature Brahms with a wonderful presto scherzo, third movement. Brahms's symphonic scherzos are usually not very scherzo-like. They tend to be sort of relaxed intermezzi. But Brahms could write a real sort of Beethovenian, hard-hitting, rhythmically spunky scherzo, and trio number 2 has one of his best. I think it's just a wonderful piece. But none of the movements are terribly long in number 2. The whole work is 27 minutes. He's becoming far more concise and compact. Nowhere more so than in number 3, which is in C minor. Oh my, this is one of Brahms' greatest and most compact works. It's 20 minutes long. It ends tragically. It is a dynamo. And the finale, it's fascinating. It uses the same rhythm as the opening movement of Beethoven's Fifth, also in C minor, ta-ta-ta-tam, that thing. But first of all, it sounds very different, even though the rhythm is the same. And second of all, it's kind of Beethoven's Fifth backwards, because it ends with where Beethoven's Fifth begins. And that's the genius of it. That's what makes it so much fun. It's one of his angriest and most intense pieces, and one of the absolute, stunning landmarks of expressive power in the trio repertoire. And you must know it. You absolutely have to hear it if you like Brahms. And even if you don't like chamber music particularly, you listen to the third trio. It's a knockout of a piece. Now, the horn trio. Well, the horn trio is just a sunny, beautiful, wonderful, strange work, because the combination of piano, horn, and violin is a strange combination. It offers all kinds of issues of balance and ensemble. I mean, there are 3 instruments with completely disparate timbres that you wouldn't think go well, but as usual with genius composers, and Mozart was another, the challenge is what creates the masterpiece. It's surmounting the challenge, writing a glorious, jolly, wonderful, rollicking piece of music for these 3 instruments that have no business playing together, and making them just sound wonderful. which is exactly what Brahms does. And these performances I adore. I really do. Now, there are many, many fine sets of the Brahms trios. There was the Borodin Trio. There was the Beaux-Arts Trio. There's Trio Wanderer. There's Trio Everybody. There's the Trio. There's, they're not rare. They are staples, after Beethoven, of course, of the trio repertoire. So everybody does them. And most people do them really well. I mean, they're not difficult in the sense that emotionally and expressively, there are no real puzzles here. You just play the daylights out of them, and things will go pretty well normally. The only tricky parts are making sure that the first trio keeps up its flow and doesn't have any dead spots, and that the second trio almost always goes well, and the third trio, it has to have the necessary fire and passion and anger without turning crude, without getting ridiculous about it. And these are just such fabulously cultured, beautifully polished musicians, the Suk Trio, these Czech musicians. They play the music with heart and passion and warmth, and it's splendid. And the horn trio with Tylšar is absolutely lovely. The wonderful thing about Tylšar as a horn player is that he does have a somewhat lean tone. It fits that of, sort of the Czech school. It's expressive and it's very vocal, and it's not that huge, fat, blasty. He doesn't overwhelm everybody else. He knows how to be a real partner. So it's a fantastic performance of the piece, and it's actually my favorite performance of the piece. And I love this set. I just love it. And I, it's on Supraphon. It's not terribly expensive, at least if it's still around. Really first-rate music making all the way, and the music is, of course, non-pareil, absolutely marvelous. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.